There he goes. He's down there in the creek chasing the doe. I'm still right there. I got her. Come on, right there. She's 40 yards right there. Back. Hey. Hey. Oh man, I couldn't get him to stop.
Welcome to the Backwoods.
My playground is out in the woods, back in the sticks, this is my hood. Waking up early with nature's hand in mine. Finger on the trigger just to seal the deal. Feel the chill, shoot to kill. It's the thrill, it's the skill, it's the rush, it's the dust and grind. Living the backwoods life.
Kevin heads up to Illinois every year to hunt with buck chasers. Comes home half the time he's talking about some Illinois curse where he doesn't fill his tag. This time he's got his muzzleloader and his crossbow, trying to make sure that he comes home with a buck.
Yeah, what the cat drug in.
Y'all didn't lock the gates. So.
I told him to lock them, and they didn't get the gates put up in time. What's going on here? Kevin's hunted with us for years, so we're hoping this year to do things a little different. He's going to come in on a muzzleloader hunt, followed up by an archery hunt, so maybe get 2 bucks down, but knowing Kevin, no telling what's going to happen.
We got settled in and unpacked, had a good meal, and got all the information for the week. We also found out that our friends Jeff and Hannah Barron are going to be in camp with us. We're going to have a great time.
First morning at buck chasers. I'm gonna try to put that in a quarter to work this morning. Hannah, you gonna shoot today or you gonna wait till tomorrow?
Well, I hope today, because we're supposed to be sitting all day, and I don't know if I got enough snacks to keep me there.
You got 2 lunches, 2 sandwiches.
I got 4 lunches now, because he decided he didn't want to take his.
You go ahead and kill one today, and then I won't use that gun.
We might can line
Yeah,
something up.
that's what I want to do. I want to shoot the big gun. That's what I want to do.
We might can work out some swapping and
Yeah,
trading.
we'll go ahead and swap right now. That's what I'm feeding with you right now. You can have
It
it.
don't hardly feel even, Jeff. It just don't feel right.
You don't want to take advantage of it. I know I can attest to that. It won't.
I know, I think I got on too many clothes.
You got on too many is better than
Well, the thing about it, you can always take it off in the morning right there.
You're
not got it.
You're not
put
a
it
tree.
back
You don't
on.
have to start hanging shit.
3 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, jacket.
I realize
Well,
you
if
don't
you
have
would-
much meat on them bones either.
I was gonna say, if you build a little more insulation on there like what I got, you'd stay warm longer.
Hey, I'm working on it.
That's
You
my
wouldn't have to
problem.
carry it.
We do have a toe tag, but we're trying to wait till after we shoot a buck.
Day 1, we saw a lot of deer, just no shooters. Day 2, we woke up to snow.
Better stop. Oh, shoot. I can lift this up and stop it if you want me to. That's all right. You ready? Yeah. That is a giant coyote. He slipped by on us a few minutes ago, and we said if he came back out, he wasn't getting away again, and he didn't. That McCorder wrapped him up. Holy smokes. A little slow on deer activity this morning, but a couple of coyotes came across here, so we didn't get them the first time, but they made the fatal mistake
coming back through. So we shot the big one, and he's laying right out here. Big Cody. They won't be bothering any more of Chris's deer. Had 2 come through, and this one didn't make it out of the field.
All that Kevin managed to tag was a coyote. When he got back to camp, our good buddy Jeff Barron had filled his tag on a really good buck.
He's a good deal.
He called me messing with me. He said I killed a 2.5-year-old.
Got
Really?
some brown tines, don't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the wall there.
Pull up, and this is what he looks like.
You're all right.
He'll get to sign that board. Yeah, he's cool looking. That big old brow.
He's pretty.
He got mask. He got everything.
You
Curly
turd.
brow tine. I don't even like you anymore, Jeff. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. One little deer, the only deer that's walked in that food plot is one, and it's got a little corn chip for a horn about that long, and that's it.
And you thought you'd got gar hold.
No, well,
I told him you wasn't going to see much.
Well, see, I walked down there today and got the card out of the
That's
camera,
pretty
and I
deer.
saw the tracks.
Yeah,
I said, good gosh, man, it looked like cat. It looked like yearling's been walking around out there, you know?
Don't you lie, you were doubting me.
That's a good one.
Not like Kevin's doing right now.
Well, but I doubt you every year. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I just want to know why in the world you let Jeff come in here and shoot one the first year. How many years?
I made you wait, what, 4 or 5 years before you got one?
Backwoods Life is brought to you by these great companies: Hawk Optics, Lethal Products, Antler King, and Quality Archery Designs.
This segment of Backwoods Life is brought to you by Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors.
In a quarter last afternoon to put it to good use in Illinois. Just need a buck to cooperate. So far, everything we've seen has been does and yearlings. Full moons had them moving at night. Maybe the snow will get them up moving around. We'll see.
That's that same dose, but spooky every day. I think so. She's faking it. I think she's faking this food. Tell me when she turns her head. Right. There she goes. You ready? I'm over. She won't stare at the blind anymore. She's been spooky every time she walked in here. She's obviously busted somebody in that blind, so decided to go ahead and fill one of her tags with the McCorder. And this big doe ain't gonna be busting anybody else, but
Chris has got this thing figured out. See, Kevin hadn't filled his muzzleloader tag, but Chris has been keeping him fed with big old steaks laid out there, just having a lot of fun around the lodge. I don't even know if Kevin knows the season's over.
We sit down with every hunter and put a plan in place to get that hunter his best opportunity on a world-class deer. That doesn't mean it's always going to work. This is true hunting. This is real hunting. The good news about this whole thing is it's archery season now. Kevin can go buy an archery tag. Temperatures have dropped now finally. We've got snow on the ground everywhere. Things are really starting to look good for this next week's hunt coming up.
Backwoods Life is also brought to you by Redneck Blinds, Fourth Arrow Camera Arms, Expedition Archery, Hunter Safety System, and Tree Stand Buddy.
This segment of Backwoods Life is brought to you by Walls Outdoor Goods, greater than all outdoors. So we've been hunting with the McCorder muzzleloader for 3 days, but now gun season is over. So we had to go to town and buy archery tags. We're going to try to keep hunting and see if we can get a buck to cooperate. Shifting gears. Going to try to put one of these slip tricks through a big old buck. Kind of try a different strategy. See his body. Oh wow, he looks pretty mature, don't he? He says a mature deer. Let's see if he gets up here in range. Look at that ear. He's got a doofy ear.
Kevin spent 3 days with a muzzleloader in his hand that could kill a deer at 500 yards easy. Now he's got a crossbow and an 8.5-year-old buck that Chris has got a lot of history with, standing at 100 yards. Kevin ran out of camera light before this buck got into bow range. Might be something to that curse after all.
Backwoods Life is also brought to you by Wind Scent, Element Outdoors, Spy Point Trail Cameras, and Final Rest.
This segment of Backwoods Life is brought to you by Hunt Stand. Download the app today.
Kevin's in Illinois at Buck Chasers. A couple days ago, he had an encounter with a great 8.5-year-old buck. The wind's wrong for that spot, so now they got to make another plan.
This is a new spot. Wind was a lot better for this spot. We had to kind of tiptoe in here because there's bedding in every direction from the stand. But still a lot of snow on the ground. But this spot has a lot of food. There's a lot of turnips and radishes, things like that. And then there's some standing corn too. And based on the tracks in the snow, there's been a lot of deer in this spot. So we got in here early. It's just now, a little afternoon. We've probably been in here 30 minutes. But just gonna sit tight and see what happens. It's 19 degrees outside according to Chris's truck, but the sun's shining on us. We got all the windows closed, so it's pretty warm in here right now. But I expect between now and dark I'm gonna have to put my jacket back on. Right now though, I'm toasty. How about you, Nick? You warm?
Yeah, God.
Unfortunately, we got in here and realized there's only one chair and we forgot to bring a second one, so Nick is sitting on a little wooden shelf with a couple of cushions. Sorry, buddy.
Pray for the shelf.
Yeah, pray for the shelf. It ain't heavy duty. And they don't call Nick Chunk for nothing.
With us moving to the other side of the farm, I'm really not expecting to see the buck that we had an encounter with before. But I see a deer moving on the other side of the field. When I focus the binos, it's him. It's the same buck, and he's coming straight to us.
She's down there in the creek chasing a doe. Comes a doe right there. I got her. Come on, right there. She's 40 yards right there. Back. Hey. Hey. I ate him back. I ate him way back, didn't I?
Just stay on.
I think I hit him pretty good ways back. I definitely hit him, but I don't know how good a shot it is.
As Kevin was squeezing the trigger, that buck turned and gave it a really hard angle. He made the shot. Not the best in the world, not hitting exactly where he wanted to, but it's really cold. They're gonna go look for him the next morning.
So we go up, we show up, we pull into the blind. Kevin takes us over there to show us where the blood is. And matter of fact, there's quite a bit of blood. So we're already pretty excited about we have a good hit on camera. We got our blood tracking dog, Eric Weston, is with us. He's one of my head guides. He immediately finds the blood, and it is like a water hose. Everywhere we look, there's another bed with blood, and then another bed. And these are not fresh beds. These were beds that were made that night. Well, now we're all pretty ecstatic. That deer didn't even run 150 yards, and he's laying there just dead as all get out. And he had been dead for a while, but the smart thing to do was what we did. We backed out, we came in, found that deer with less than 150 yards from where Kevin shot him. Amazing buck, great recovery. I could not be happier.
I guarantee he's gonna be a little bit stiff. Oh, man.
Dude, that is a warrior. That is a tank.
Dude, he's really...
Way to go.
He really didn't go that far.
Huh?
He really didn't go that far.
No, I mean, he tried to bed. What'd you count? Six beds or so. He just kept trying to bed and go down, and we did the right thing not pushing him because that thing went in and hit the guts, obviously.
Yeah, I 100% made an absolutely horrible shot. But 2 inches of cutting from a raptor trick obviously helped me out a lot.
That's all it, you got him.
Oh, dude.
You got him out, and I think he was dead last night.
He might have been, but I think we did the right thing.
Yeah, well, I did for sure. I mean, he definitely had him hit. Heck, you had him the first night on the completely opposite side of the ridge. And then last night we decided to move because of the wind. And heck, he came from this direction out of a bedding up here.
Yep.
I've got such a history with this buck. This is a buck that we thought was dead. He disappeared for 2 or 3 years. Kevin comes in and says, hey, I saw a good buck. Shows me that video footage, and I'm just ecstatic at which buck it is. I know this deer is old. In his prime time, he was pushing 300 pounds. I've got video footage, I've got trail cameras that show how big this deer was at one time. It was amazing to see this deer in his degressing period. Still an amazing buck, still outrunning does, and still fighting other bucks at an 8.5-year-old deer. Whether it's 200 inches or 140 inches, when you know you have killed a mature 8.5-year-old deer, you've done something right. Either way, he's dead now.
We got
You got him? Dude. We needed some luck, right?
Oh, man.
Man, I'm
Illinois
I'm proud
curse
for you.
what?
Exactly.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Congrats, my friend. I'm telling you what.
Well, Kevin, it finally panned out for you. Putting a tag on an 8.5-year-old buck is a feat in itself. When you get back home, I'll give you a few shooting lessons on that old crossbow there.
Like always, we had a terrific time at Buck Chasers. Chris Bishop and his whole team are some of the best at what they do. We can't wait to get back and try it again.
Buck Chasers is always going to do our best to ensure that you have a hunt of a lifetime. That doesn't always mean it's going to be a kill. It's hunting. We can't guarantee that deer, but we can guarantee you will have a hunt of a lifetime and always want to come back. I can hear you behind me. The ice.
Dude, he started videoing. I said, I'm like a cat agile.
I kept hearing, I'm like, it's going to go through. And it's about 2 foot deep right there.
I'll go.
There.